This video is going to be meals that I like to make for myself when I'm trying to get my S word back together. Each of these is kind of like things that you can keep making or you'll have leftovers of or whatever. An easy meal to assemble the next couple days, if that makes sense. Before we get into the video, I would like to give a big shout out and thank you to Amino. What am I conducting? Give a big shout out and a thank you to Amino for sponsoring this video. If you weren't already aware of it, I'm just gonna casually begin screen recording. Amino is a network of communities for anything that you can think of, from Star Wars to veganism to minimalism, gaming. It's an interesting place to like connect with people who have similar interests to you. I have 6 on here right now that I'm a member of, including Star Wars, as I mentioned. The vegan Amino is very hip and happening. I have the bullet journal one and tiny living also, because I think those are fun. Obviously I'm not a tiny liver. Obviously I'm not a tiny liver. So back to the vegan Amino, you can browse through the curated feed in the front. Picture posts, text posts, polls where you can vote in a poll or comment on things. Polls make me feel alive. You can also check out what's happening live, what's happening in the real time. There's 104 members on right now, 95 members reading posts. And they say millennials can't read. You can also text and voice chat with people on different topics. Dude, there's a chat room about soup. I'm gonna sneeze. Beautiful soups, my dudes. Also, I really would like you guys to participate in the poll that I have created on the vegan Amino. What do you think represents the vegan brand the best? And that's trademarked. The vegan brand is trademarked. So yeah, guys, download the app if you're trying to make some friends online, if you're trying to get involved in the vegan community, if you're trying to find recipes, if you're trying to take some quizzes and polls. And with that, let's get on to the video, guys. First, we're gonna talk about breakfast. My go-to breakfast smoothie. It's really healthy, it's really easy to make, and it's really healthy. It's got everything you need. What I have here, I wrote, it's really healthy and it sort of tastes like it, but you can modify it how you wish. This is just how I like it. It's not that sweet, so if you want to add like liquid stevia, if you want to add more fruit, if you want to add sweetened milk, my milk isn't sweetened, I don't think. Hello and welcome. I'm going to show you how to make my favorite smoothie, also known as the only smoothie that I ever make. So, well, that's not completely true because sometimes I make other kind of smoothies, but this is the only one that matters. So this is what I'm going to show you. According to the booklet that came with this thing, it said to put the liquids in first. So we're gonna put the liquids in first. This is almond milk. I also use soy milk sometimes. Soy milk has more protein, but this smoothie has a lot of protein regardless, so yeah. And I don't measure things, but I probably should for this. Let's just try a cup and see what that looks like. That's too much. But you know, that's fine. Because I always end up like adding more milk anyways, or water. So, and almond milk is like so low calorie that it's not like you're gonna get like extra fat and sugar and what. I thought this was like a rat or something and I got really scared. It's just a little guy. So you start with the milk and then the booklet said dry ingredients. Yeah, I read. So next is the dry ingredients. I like to put in hemp seeds. Hemp seeds have a lot of protein and healthy fat. I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons because I actually like these. I don't mind them. They do make the smoothie a little grittier, but if you blend it enough and you have like a powerful blender, it probably won't bother you, but you can always just put 1 tablespoon instead. And then I put in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. I don't like to put as much chia seeds because they're difficult. This is my greens powder that I use. I would say like it's my favorite greens powder, my go-to greens powder, but it's really the only one that I've ever used. But it works. I bought it for like $20 at Target and it lasts a really long time because it has 30 servings in it and it's got a lot of nutrients. Yeah, I just put in a scoop. Well, I put in some of that. I feel like it just makes things taste a little more like earthy, but it doesn't have any like really strong or like sour, bitter tastes. As long as you just put like a lot of sweet things in there too. Also, there's peanut butter. I don't really know where the correct place to put peanut butter is because it's not necessarily dry, but it's not necessarily fruit. I mean, it's not fruit. And then I like to put in about 1 to 2 frozen bananas. I don't know like how much I'm putting. I don't know where that went. And then I put, whoops. And then I put in some blueberries. Sometimes I put in strawberries too if I feel like it. But today we're just gonna put in some blueberries. And I love peanut butter, so I put quite a bit of peanut butter. I always put somewhere between 1 and 2 tablespoons, some more creaminess. I don't know, I think it's really good. If you're not a big fan of peanut butter, you know, that's fine. If you're not trying to eat so much fat, you could always use peanut butter powder, and you can also use almond butter, sunflower seed butter, obviously too. But I like peanut butter because it's cheap and it's good. So yeah, that's it. And now I'm gonna blend it. Whoops, okay. Yeah. How many times do I need to say it? It's not about the looks, guys. I know what you're thinking. Okay, I think she's just about ready. She's a lot prettier after you actually blend it all, because it's kind of like a purpley color. I mean, it is a purpley color. The reason why I like this smoothie is because it's like I always have the stuff for it, because I just always try to have like frozen berries in the freezer, frozen bananas in the freezer, and the dry ingredients like don't go bad. So, I mean, they go bad, but they don't go bad quickly, so you can always have those. Glass houses.
Yeah. Oh, you do have chickpea. I was like, was I dreaming? Can I take some of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Did something wrong with the kombucha.
And for lunch, my favorite go-to lunch obviously is chickpea salad sandwiches. If you've watched multiple of my What I Eat in a Days or What I Eat in a Weeks, you've definitely seen this a million times. It's adapted from a recipe from Oh She Glows, the blog Oh She Glows, and that's definitely going to be linked in the description. It's a really easy recipe to make and then have leftovers for a couple more days to make more sandwiches. I wanted to talk about it and show you all the modifications that I make, because I definitely don't follow the recipe correctly. Okay, so first we're taking this can of garbanzo beans, and I'm gonna rinse them. Okay, so I have this thing that you put it in and then you rinse out the juices. So I'm gonna do that right now. And we're putting them in the bowl. And I always eat one plain for good luck, or because I'm always hungry. The proper way is to get a fork and do this. Or if you have a potato masher, you can do that. I don't have one of those. But I feel like the most efficient way is just like get in there and just, you know, just maybe this isn't as efficient as I thought it was. Maybe if you go, oh, actually, the flat hand actually works better. Why are some of them like different colors? That freaks me out. Look at that. That is wrong. I'm still gonna eat it, but this bowl was a bad idea. It's making a lot of noise. I don't like it, honestly. And now we go for the mayonnaise, my favorite part. Just start with 1 can of chickpeas and 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and then, you know, go from there. And then you just stir that in and it looks real nice. My favorite ingredient, mustard. I put a lot of mustard, probably more mustard than most people would put, because I just love mustard. I put in some minced garlic, and the recipe calls for pickles, but we never have pickles, but we always have relish. And I just kind of try to like squeeze out some of the liquid so it's not just like pure relish juice that you're putting in there, because then it can get too liquidy. Lemon juice, we just have this. I'm too lazy to actually get like lemons, and I just put a bunch. And I thought this time I would spice it up a little bit, literally, and put some spicy sauce. We don't have just like straight dill seasoning, but we have this dill mix. So I just put like a bunch in there, and it looks like a bunch of like little hairs, little green hairs. And then I put in a bunch of paprika. I don't think that's in the recipe either. I just kind of like put a bunch in because I love it. Seasoned pepper. So as you can see, I kind of make it a little less healthy than it should be, but you know, it's still like, it's got a lot of vegetables and even some fruit, and I put it on whole grain bread with spinach. Everyone has their own definition of health, and sure, mine might be a little different than yours, but that doesn't mean you have to hate me and leave me a bunch of dislikes. So I got a bunch of celery and I'm gonna put it in. And that's what I did. And then I also am gonna put in some red bell pepper. Honestly, this recipe just ends up being like a veggie and fruit dump. If you have like grapes that are too soft that you don't wanna like eat them straight anymore, but you also don't wanna throw them out because they're not bad yet, then this is the perfect solution. But seriously, like, orange chicken, explain that, feminists. Don't even get me started on tomatoes. This is basically it. I'm gonna try it right now. Like, this is what I do. This is how it looks. This is what's going down. And then, is it even focused? It's raining really hard outside. I think it's good. I don't think I need to add anything because that seems like really seasoned. Oh, I just realized that I put hot sauce in it and that didn't taste sauce. I just realized that I put hot sauce in it and that didn't taste spicy at all. So now we're gonna push this out of the way a little bit so we can push this into the way a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Okay, well, I guess it stopped filming. I'm really excited about that, really happy. So basically I layer 3 layers of chickpea stuff with spinach in between, and it's really good, really exciting. I have a lot of fun doing it. Yeah, so that's what I do. And yes, it is going to go everywhere after I put the top on and cut it in half, but that's okay because then I just eat it with a fork. I mean, if I was like making this pack to go or whatever, I would probably just, well, first of all, I probably wouldn't stack it so high. I'd be more careful. This is so exciting, isn't it? So then I cut it, and then I just cut it, and then it's in half. And then I pull it apart and see how thick sheet thick is. I think if you're making it to take to school, honestly, you can make it this thick and then just bring like crackers to pick up the fallout with. Is that the right? But yeah, so that's the sandwich, guys. For dinner, we're gonna make the thing that I always make when I want to eat something healthy, but I don't want to like actually cook. I just want to like semi-cook a healthy meal. Like I don't want to just eat something packaged, but I also don't want to like freaking like Chef Boyardee out in this, you know. Also, this is the thing that I make when I just want to use up whatever we have in the kitchen because it's very flexible. It's basically just a bowl of rice and beans and whatever flavoring I am feeling at the moment. And this night, as most nights, I was feeling like having something Chipotle-ish. And even though I do not have the proper tools for remaking a proper Chipotle bowl in my home, that does not stop me, my friends. So we start with the rice, and I just use whatever rice that we have available, but this time we actually had some just normal brown rice, so that's what I was using. And I put it in the rice cooker, I put in some olive oil, I put in some seasonings, I put in some lime juice. And then I always include whatever vegetables that we have available. Obviously, bell peppers and onions, like sauteed on the stove a little bit, would be ideal. But of course, this is the one time we didn't have any of those. So I just steamed some carrots and broccoli that we had left over. I also cut some lettuce. You can use like actual green greens, like dark green greens, but I already had more than enough greens that day in my other 2 meals, so I felt like I was good. I also cut up an avocado. This is crucial. The most important ingredient right here, love her, she deserves the best. You can mash it up, you can make guacamole, but I don't really care enough for that at the moment, so I just like cut it and put it, you know, sprinkle her. Then I always put salsa on the top, which obviously brings it all together, but of course we didn't have any salsas that I liked. Only weird flavors or sweet ones, or they're expired. So I just used this corn salsa that I used for the Super Bowl video, which I honestly don't really like that much either because it's a really like sweet one. But that's okay, guys. Now salsa's on the shopping list. We're gonna have salsa again. I also tried to put some hot sauce on it, but then I realized that it was like empty, so I just got a little bit of droplets here and there. But anyways, that's the dinner, and it's very simple. It's very easy to recreate in your own home, children out there. Today I got out like the leftovers of that stuff, and I just like poured a bunch of the leftover rice and beans and veggies into a bowl, microwaved it, got it back out, put on the avocado and the lettuce and the salsa and whatever else I wanted, and I ate that. And see how easy of a meal that is? And I'll have another meal tomorrow too, because I still have more leftovers. So yeah, basically that's the whole video, and I really hope that you're having a good week. I really hope that you're living it up. Check out the link in the description below to check out Amino, download the app, and to take my freaking poll.